you're looking at the face of the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., the famous Sweet Baby Inc., that has had a hand in many shitty games that came out recently, became a center of a controversy. And the CEO, by the way, it's a Canadian company, and I immediately knew that this woman was Canadian because as I was listening, she kept saying a boot and sorry. But she was discussing the Sweet Baby Inc. and more, in particular, how she was heckin' harassed her Renode, and she was very sad about being criticized. And she was the chuds. She didn't make all their games woke and shitty, but she would have, she could have. She literally says that like 3 different times.
By day, I am the crazed CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., the DEI-obsessed censorship mafia who is currently ruining and wokeifying all of the video games that you've ever played. Thank you. Thank you, it's hard work.
She had something called XOXO Festival, in case you're concerned about the applause. I'm pretty sure that's shit. Here we go. This part too. Oh, this part's very important because it has a little logo here. I don't know if this is deliberately designed to piss me off, by the way, but you see logos for like Reddit and then 4chan, and then the quotes are from like, I'm sorry, but they put the Kiwi Farms logo here and then cite a quote from 9gag. Like, are you me? Are you deliberately trying to insult me, weird Canadian? Because that's an insult, I'm going to tell you.
But literally within a few hours of me seeing that first post, we were not only being accused of, forcing a black person into Alan Wake, which, one, is cool, but we didn't do, and also of putting pride flags into Spider-Man's New York, which, again, so good, love to see them, but we were not responsible for them. But suddenly we were...
She kind of contradicts herself a little bit. She says, like, we didn't take credit, like, we didn't wokeify anything that was, like, the game companies. I think that, I don't know if she's, like, or if she's deliberately misrepresenting things, but it's very, like, at least it was always clear from my perspective that these companies, especially the publicly traded ones that had ESG scores, they were always incentivized to diversify their games and add shit. And I think that she misunderstands what people's criticisms are. I genuinely don't think that she's intelligent enough to understand what's being said. It's not that she was like the secretly cabal thing being paid by BlackRock to make games shittier. It's that she's shit and all of her writing staff is complete shit, and they churn out shit, but their shit's, like, compatible with the socio good that companies are promoting. So they specifically would seek her out to make their games more woke. And it's not that she secretly did this. It's that they knowingly asked her for this service because it would benefit their company's public trading. And she refuses to address that head on. She just says, like, I didn't do anything. I was just writing good stories. That's what I heckin' do.
We would love to give you a portfolio review, and I want to say I love portfolio reviews. It's something that we also do at Sweet Baby for free, so if anybody in the audience right now is looking for a little bit of a portfolio review or wants to talk about video games, we'd love to do that. But the problem with portfolio reviews is that they also assume that it's a meritocracy, right? They assume the problem is your portfolio and not the fact that maybe there's a lot of other reasons that you are not getting the gig. So knowing that there were a myriad problems to be solved, we created an email called talk@Sweet Baby Inc., and we just said, hey, if you're a developer who wants to get into the industry, if you're someone who's already in the industry and you want to talk, just talk to us. And so in that year, we ended up with a lot of people who we connected to, and we talked a lot about advocacy, we talked a lot about helping people get into the industry, and we also talked a lot about the importance of telling stories from a variety of perspectives, and especially of having those writers and those creators in the room to help you with that. And as we joined new conversations, as we worked on more projects, more people joined our team. And so in that year, or in those subsequent years, we grew from a team of only 5 to a team of 16 incredibly talented people. And
check out the So my point in playing that was highlights their real skill. Her skill as a CEO by she dangled out this little hors d'oeuvre. Are you in the industry? Are you trying to get hired? Do you want a portfolio review? Come talk to us. I'll give you a portfolio review for free just because we want to. Really smart thing that she did. Because what it did is it provided a service to people in her industry, and it gave her an opportunity to hire people in that industry. And even if she didn't hire them, she met a lot of friends. So when she started this, she didn't have a big business right away, but she managed to weave herself in and make a bunch of connections in the industry. So if any big company decided we need more work on our writing, or we need to incorporate certain elements into our story or our character design, she would have people in that company that knew her from just the portfolio review, and maybe they would feel grateful to her because she did a portfolio review, and maybe they incorporated some suggestions that she had made, and then they got hired. So when that idea comes up at the writing room, they already know this company. It's really ingenious, very clever, actually. And it makes me, what I've learned from this woman, but in particular from Liz Fong Jones, is just how incredibly important networking is. And it's like, it doesn't matter how good you are at what you do or how smart you are. No man is an island. And if you try to solve all your problems yourself, and if you meet any significant kind of pushback or have any problems or difficulties, you're going to be much less well equipped to deal with that than somebody who has tons and tons of people around them that they can trust or know, who have different skill sets. I wish I was better at that, chat, but I'm a range lunatic and I scream the N-word. That's why people go to Harvard. That's exactly right. Every person I've ever met that went to school that would actually recommend school to anybody, the only thing they ever say is that you go to college to meet people. That's basically it. All the people that made it big young and retired, the guys that made YouTube and then sold it for like $750 million, or Tom from MySpace that sold it for $500 million. And that's from 2000s money. That's not current day money. That's a lot of money. All those people, they met friends in university. They started their tech startups in university. That's kind of all they do these days. The people in like the CS programs, they just like, they come up with venture capitalist ideas and they sell it to angel investing, or they get angel investing. They get a round of angel investing for $10 million. They create a project that operates at a net loss. They fluff their numbers up and then they sell it to a bigger company, or they go public and then they just completely sell out. And then they retire with $500,000 at the age of 35 because they made a terminally unprofitable company that has enough users to justify its existence or some shit. What they all do. Yeah, like Zuck did it too. $500 million is what I meant. 500 million. They go public and they sell it for $500 million, and then they retire. They sell all their stocks and they retire after a couple of years when it becomes obvious that they're never ever going to make their company profitable because it's just Silicon Valley slop.